You're now experiencing the Gretna Bill Show.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Gretna Bill Show, a podcast about cycling culture and community locally here in Mount Gretna and in central Pennsylvania and the world, combating disinformation wherever we find it.
So hi everybody, welcome to the Gretna Bill Show. I'm here again with Todd, my co-host as usual, and what we decided to do this year was revisit, or in this episode, what we wanted to do was revisit the 2018 Lupine Lighting Systems virtual trade show booth that was in Reno at Interbike last year. And the reason why we're doing that is because, all of you know that this year, or if you don't know, this year, Interbike's been canceled. And, I've been kind of talking to some industry insiders, and I say, they're going to bring it back, right? It's got to come back. And they're like, no, Bill, we don't see anything on the horizon that's going to bring Interbike back. When we opened the bike shop back in the early 90s, again with them in the early 90s, it seems like every time I start talking to you, I go to the early 90s.
The good old days.
And I was like middle-aged then. Anyway.
I was not, I am now.
Yeah, I mean, Interbike was everything, man. And all the big companies were there, which they're not there anymore. They do their own.
And they had affiliate Interbike too. So, if you couldn't make the West Coast.
He went to the East Coast.
I met Gary Fisher at the East Coast one. Like, what a cool thing,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Leather pants.
Yep.
Cowboy
glasses.
Boots.
Yep.
Yeah. So at that time, there were like nearly 6,000 bike shops in North America. Now we're down to less than 3,000. So you just look at the numbers and you can see why Interbike's demise happened. And then it goes along with that with less bike shops, we've come across this idea that there's still a need for that. And, everybody's buying on the internet, et cetera. And that's certainly one of the reasons why we went from 6,000 bike shops to 3,000 bike shops.
And I think that the local bike shop is like, what do they call your local bar? Local watering hole, right?
Yeah.
And the local bike shop, which still exists and we still need to support, our local bike shop that I go to is Lead Cyclery. You go in there, you interact, you get good ideas, and that is absolutely valuable, where I think people are losing that this day and age, this communication part, because, I've been biking for 30 years and I am not an expert, and I love interacting with other people to be able to figure out what's my next bike, what's my next part. Hey, can you help me out? This is broken. What do I need? Right. And that expertise, if that goes away, we're all kind of left, floundering.
So what we want to try to do is encourage everybody to support their local bike shop. Correct. But we know the reality is you're going to buy a lot of stuff online. And so with that notion, we would like to try to make part of the Gretna Bill Show, one dimension of it, is to recreate that virtual bike shop experience right here. And, this year, since we won't be going to Interbike, we will be going to the Philadelphia Bike Expo November 2nd and 3rd. With all that in mind, we're going to broadcast our Lupine Lighting Systems 2018 Interbike virtual trade show booth. Todd, final words on that before we roll that?
Yeah, so we're really excited to go to Philly Bike Expo this year. It's really important to keep this going, and it is open to the public as well, right? So
correct.
Right. So yeah, I think with Interbike going by the wayside and all these major manufacturing doing their own trade shows for their dealers, we're really excited to go down to the Philly Bike Expo. It's got a really good grassroots feeling, and I think the thing that really does it for me is that it's open to the public. So you can come in, you can talk to all these small manufacturers, you can go around, and I think that's something that Interbike didn't offer. It was dealers only. Yeah. Right?
And kudos to Bina Belenki and, of course, Steve for putting this thing on.
It's a major undertaking.
Yeah, it truly is. And, what you said about going around and really talking to vendors there and the public gets, involved is kind of what we want to portray, that same feeling with a virtual bike shop on our show going forward. Whether we're talking about bikes or lights or bicycle races or gravel grinds or whatever, we want to try to get that feel where it used to be like we'd be at the bike shop working and somebody come in and go, hey, this weekend, where are you going? What's your equipment looking like? Or
tire pressures you're running.
Yeah, I'm thinking about buying these tires, or I'm thinking about getting this light set up. What do you think about that? Or what about this gearing option? So we want to try to recreate that. But at the same time, we also want everybody to support their local bike shop.
Yeah, and in the comment section, if there's subjects you want to hear about, please comment. We'll go through those and try to pick out pertinent subjects to talk about on upcoming episodes.
You can always email me, bill@lupinenorthamerica.com. And we'll be happy to answer your questions as best we can. First of all, I wanted to show a couple little different things from what you'll be looking at the Interbike virtual trade show booth for Lupine lighting systems. And what we have here is the SLA, and one little different mount feature that's been introduced is this steer tube headset spacer with a GoPro mount on the end of it. So you can integrate that right into your stack of spacers on your steer tube, and then you can affix the Lupine SLA-F light to it. The SLA-F light is the same rendition as it was last year, which is that it has an LED running light. You can see that, and it has a light sensor on it, so it can run like that virtually all day, and then when night falls, it basically switches over to the high beam or the regular beam, and then you can control it with this wireless remote. And so that's pretty neat because you're running all day. You can also make that blink, the LEDs blink sequence, or you can just run it like that, and then all day, and then as soon as night falls, boom, it goes into the regular beam around 900 lumens, and then you have the high beam option like you do on your car at 1600 lumen. So in this particular case, the remotes are paired, but with your setup, you're only going to get one. And you'll be able to pick from 3 options. So you'll be able to get this 32 millimeter mount, which is right here. It's PEPI-V 32 millimeter, and you can see it's placed right beside the stem on a 31/8 bar. Or you can get a straight bar mount, which is 22 millimeters. And of course, that would be our mountain bike, so the remote would be right there. And then this is using a bracelet mount, and it's affixed to the hood, as you can see. And again, these are both paired. So there you have that. Now, the nice thing about this lamp that makes it really good for road and for gravel is that it is a double aspheric lens, and that's like a car lens. And you can even see there's kind of a hood over the top. So what that means is the light beam is going to stay down and low and won't blind oncoming traffic, commuters, etc. So it's really nice. You can also get a GoPro mount to mount it underneath your Garmin. Let's say if you have that out here, or with either a Barfly or a K-Edge or whatever you have. It can be mounted with a quick release remote, as well as any GoPro configuration that you want to get. Again, I refer to it as being a car headlamp more because of the double aspheric lens and the ability for it to cut the beam off so it doesn't go up into oncoming traffic, eye, etc. Also, in that regard, relative to a car headlamp, it also has a low beam and a high beam in addition to the daytime running lights. And the other couple of things that are different is in this video, this virtual trade show video from last year's Interbike, you'll see the Rotlet in action with all of its great features, the accelerometer, and basically acts as a brake light. You'll see all that. But this is the max version introduced this year, and it has basically double the battery life. It has a bigger battery in it, and that's an improvement. And then the other thing, as you saw already, is this headset spacer with a GoPro mount on it. So that's a little bit of a difference that you can add to your mounting ability of this wonderful light. Okay, let's move on to the actual Interbike video.
Hi everybody, welcome to Reno. I'm Bill Gentile here again at Interbike 2018 at the Lupine North America Virtual Trade Show booth. And we got a couple new things to show you this year. And the first is our Lupine SLA-F light. This light was originally designed for e-bikes, and now we show it here with our own battery. Nice thing about this light is it's got a light sensor on it, so it has a daytime running light that automatically switches to nighttime use. It also has a high beam feature added this year, and it also has a really nice aspheric lens. So a aspheric lens, like a car lens, does not go up and blind incoming traffic or commuters. Also this year, we again feature the beautiful Lupine taillight that has a light sensor and an accelerometer in it, and in effect is a brake light. So when you're going in commuter or high traffic areas, you blink, 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 and then when you start to slow down or brake, the light's so solid and bright, 160 lumens. It's called the Rotlet. Okay, again, this year we're going to introduce the Alpha. Comes in a really nice package. Here we go. Battery, charger 1, alpha ready to go. Let's take a look at it in action. Okay, here we go, alpha. Let's take a look at it up close. Nice battery, up to 14.4 volt output, and your PEP-EV mounted control. Let's take a look. 7,200 lumens, nice light, really good field of vision. It's been said that this light has a good short foreground vision, but also penetrates deep into the woods. Better than two 5,000 lumen Bettys is the 7,200 lumen alpha. It also, as with all of our Bluetooth models, comes with a downloadable app called Lupine Light Control to any of your smartphones. And another new theme this year is an emphasis on Lupine being a personal lighting system, not just a bike light. Lupine Lighting Systems is really illustrated this year in what we call an all-in-one kit. You can get that in Blicka or in Pico. And let's take a look inside and see what we've got. This is a Blicka all-in-one kit. And you can see in there we have the headband, the helmet mount, the fast click battery that you can move effortlessly along with the lamp head from helmet to headband and back again, giving you your all-in-one lighting systems for Pico and Blicka, and emphasizing the personal lighting system rather than just the bike light. A light for all of your outdoor adventures. So here we have a Pico that is a front click headlamp, and we have the fast click battery in the back of this headband. And what we're going to do is show you the versatility of the Lupine personal lighting system. We're going to move this lamp seamlessly and tool-free, and we're going to move it over to the helmet, and then we're going to move it back, and we're going to do the same with the fast click battery. We're going to move it from the headband to the back of the helmet, and then back to the headband, again, tool-free, seamlessly. This would be my trusted assistant, Greg. Let's see if he can pull it off. Here we go. There goes the battery. Onto the helmet mount. Lamp head, front click onto the helmet mount. Clicks right in there. And voila. Now, if you've got the remote, you may have it on your bars. So now if you're going back to your headband, you're going to want it on your wrist because you don't have bars in front of you. And so let's move it back again. Helmet. Headband. Beautiful. And of course, on the headband option, we've got the remote on our wrist. And there you go. Go through all your modes. So there you have it. That's what's new from Lupine this year. And yeah, check us out at lupinenorthamerica.com.